Hello, shrimplings! Welcome! Welcome to another drawing stream! Who are the beautiful princesses? They're not necessarily princesses. It's Monica and Sayori from Doki Doki. It's gonna be the entire group, even the MC, the main character included. But I'll tell you guys more about this drawing in a little bit. How are you, shrimplings? Hello! Do the roar! 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 Doing the roar. How does a shrimp roar? Just like... I see Kira. Kira, first in chat as always. Hello, Kira. Thank you so much for joining. I see... Abraham, hello Abraham, welcome! Welcome, welcome, and Delilah, hi Delilah. Thank you guys so much for joining. I see Owls as well. Owls, you're on time, woo! Hello chat, unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to watch the stream, but I hope y'all have a great time. Thank you so much, Sonic Speed. My friend Tonic, thank you so much. Pretz is here, hi Pretz, welcome, welcome. And Tom! Hello, Tom! Welcome! Happy birthday, Sonic! Happy birthday to the Menace Blue Hedgehog. How are you guys doing today? It's Tuesday. I can't believe the week is just beginning. Ah! I'm so lazy. I will, from this point forward, request the roar at the beginning of every stream. God, I'll try to practice many different types of roar. That sounds like a fun challenge. Every stream do a different kind of roar. Today's roar was kind of bad. I'm sure that with my singing lessons, I could do something better. Oh yeah, I have my first singing presentation in real life. Not yet for you guys. I'm still working on more songs. I swear it's coming soon. But my first in real life singing presentation this Saturday. And depending on how that comes out, I've been feeling a lot more confident in the way that I sing. So hopefully I'll be able to maybe do some karaoke streams at some point. I still need a better mic though. So we'll see. We'll see. But it's on the list. It's on the list. If you guys remember for the debut stream. I'm watching this in the middle of a heat wave. Can I request some ice or a blizzard? I got rain. That's all we got right now here where I live. Just rain. It's been like raining on and off too. Like the day starts out very pretty, blue skies and everything, no clouds, and then bam, around this time there's like really dark clouds that loom over the horizon, and everything just like rains really hard. I was gonna use a bad word. But no, I have to be a good example for my shrimplings. Do you think maybe you could play Mario Kart as your next game? Oh, I already did the schedule. Next game we're gonna finish Stray. If you mean after this week's Stray stream, yeah, sure. I'll try it. I have the online and stuff. I have the Mario Kart Deluxe, like 8 Deluxe though, like from the Switch 1. I don't have a Switch 2 yet. But yeah, if it's normal Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we can totally play it and we can play it together. Community Day is also coming soon. It's probably gonna be next week. Yeah. I just gotta like organize it a little bit. I was thinking that maybe we could play Jackbox. Or if not, we could also do Mario Kart. I'll put up a poll in the Shrimp Tank Discord. Shrimp Tank Discord in the chat. If someone here hasn't joined, the description as well. The Shrimp Tank Discord is where all the magic happens. But a little bit. Or Gartic. Oh yeah, like a Gartic phone. But we played that last time, so I wanted to do something different. I mean, yeah, you should probably do karaoke streams in the future. Yeah, that's what I want. I've also been working with my singing teacher in recording the songs for the Shrimp Lullaby collection, which I'm planning on releasing at some point this year, hopefully, if everything comes out to plan. You know, I have to pay for like a mixer, a sound mixer and everything. But at least my teacher has been helping me out with the recordings. I also want to get a better mic. But yeah, for karaoke streams I definitely need a better microphone. Because if not, it's gonna be annoying to have me blow air into the mic every time. I requested the same game to Anna like 50 times. I think I'll leave it at that. I can't do Mario Kart. No! Ah, it's gonna be tough to find something that all of us can do. Oh, hello, Raya! Welcome! Welcome, welcome! It's gonna be rough. I'm gonna think of some ideas. That's why I like Jackbox. I don't know if you guys have heard of Jackbox, the Jackbox party game or something. And yeah, it's really easy to set up. And I think there's a couple of games where we can have more than like 5 people. I think there's like mods that I can download from Steam or something so that we can have a bunch more people in the games. And they're pretty funny. I'm also thinking of not streaming it so that all of us can have our good fun, you know, without having to think about, oh, this is gonna be recorded for posterity kind of thing. That doesn't mean that you get to be mean though. But you know, I think it'd be great, and that way we can also like extend ourselves a bit more. You know, it doesn't have to be just 2 hours. We can like go all night or something like that. Only one person needs it, and then everybody else needs to be able to access the website. Yeah, it's pretty easy to set up. I'll send some videos in the Shrimp Tank Discord so you guys can check it out, and I'll share the games that I have. I think I have Jackbox 7 and 4. I can't remember. But if not, I can also try to get a new one because I got paid last week. So you don't have to have Jackbox, Ave. That's the magic of it. I have the Jackbox game, and we can all play together with you without you guys needing to buy it. It's just on your phone. Like on real time. It's really fun. It's really fun. I'll send some videos so you guys can see how it works. One of these gaming days will be a Minecraft server. I'm not sure. I really I don't think I'm a Minecraft shrimp. I tried it many times before, and I always leave it at half, like building my house. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys will change my mind. Maybe all of us playing together will make me actually want to get into the mines. I think it's a fun experiment to do. I would need to like get a realm or something, right? So that we can all play together. I have to write all of this down. Minecraft gets boring fast, and when it gets boring, I get destructive. No! Not my house! My unfinished house! We might not have Jackboxes, but we can still have fun. Like I'm telling you, you don't need the game itself. All we need is that I have the game, and I can share it with you guys, like, at no cost or anything. You'll see. I'll send some videos so you get familiarized with the context. Because I remember when I learned about Jackbox the first time, I was like, what? That actually something like that actually exists? It's like a better Mario Party. and also, I guess there's no board. It's just, you know, we can all play a bunch of mini games together. It's great. I have Jackbox Party Pack 8. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let's go into the Steam account. I have it open because I'm using Warudo for my model. Jackbox. I have the Party Pack 5, and I have the Party Pack 3. I can actually show it on stream right now. What? My Steam's... There we go. Woo! The Party Pack 3 has Faking It. Faking It is fun. We also have T-Shirt KO. That's a classic. Total classic. The Trivia Murder Party is really hard. I'm really bad at it. But we can try it. And Quiplash, obviously, Quiplash. And then number 5 has a game that's called Split the Room. That's also really fun. Matversity is where we need to like come up with raps with robots. As robots is really funny as well. Patently Stupid, that's a little bit too long, but we can try it as well. And Dome, I'll be honest, I played it like once and I didn't understand. We played it with some friends and we just kind of don't touch it. But maybe we'll figure it out together. We'll see, I guess. You can you can't really customize your characters. It's just mini games. But you do get assigned a character. And some of them I think you can choose. It's kind of fun. Party Pack 7 has Blather Round, Talking Points, Devils in the Details, Quiplash 3, and Champ Top. I think I really like Talking Points. There's one, I can't remember, one of my friends also has a Jackbox. And there's one where you have to like do a presentation. but it's like one person has to speak and the other person has to control all the graphics. So the presentations are like completely random and nonsensical and you have to make sense of it. It gets really fun as well. We can try playing it. Job, weapons drawn, drawful animate, wheel of enormous proportions, and pole mine. I'll have to check that. Go live, Poppy. Bye. Oh, hello. Bye, Tom. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello. Champed Up is the drawing arena. Oh, yeah, the drawing arena is so fun. Yeah. I think you're right. I think I played that one with my friend the other day. Well, it's been like a year, I think. Josh, if you're out there. Hello, Josh. Shout out to Chernobyl gang. I have like a tickle in my throat. I think it's the weather. I've been meaning to grab 4. It's fun. I want to have all Jackboxes eventually, but they're a pretty penny when you sum them up together. So, for this drawing, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the anime. This is like peak anime from my shrimpling era. Let me open a new window. There you go. It's Ouran High School Host Club. It's like a staple for shoujo and stuff. I don't know if you guys heard of it. Ouran High School Host Club. It's basically this character in the middle, Haruhi, is a girl. It's actually a girl. And she just got into a very prestigious private elite school, you know, super pricey and everything, but she has a scholarship. Now, the thing is, I think it was on her first week, she walks around the school and accidentally knocks off like a vase, like a very expensive vase that is owned by the host club. Now, the host club is basically a club that the school has, founded by this guy, which is the co-protagonist, Tamaki, the blonde guy. Let me make it a little bit over here. Yeah, so that his face is not covered by the chat. It's founded by this guy named Tamaki, in the blonde. And it's basically just a host club. The concept in Japan is basically going and being kind of like, you know, like renting sort of like a boyfriend. But they don't act like your boyfriend. It's kind of like renting a friend. But a friend that, you know, flirts with you and stuff. It's supposed to be all in good fun. You know, there's none of the girls that get like weird or anything. Anyway, that's what the host club does. It entertains all of the other girls in the school, right? And you can go and you can have a good time. Is he the crazy theater kid? Yeah, exactly. He's like crazy theater. Anyway, so Haruhi breaks a jar, a vase, like a flower vase or something. I can't remember. And it's really expensive and it's owned by the host club. And Tamaki sees that Haruhi, despite being a girl, can pass really good as a boy. And he makes her work in the host club as one of the hosts. We have a bunch of them with different personalities. Tamaki is like the popular, dramatic one, you know. I forget the names of all of them, but there's like the twins, and they're kind of like flirty and tsundere-y. The little boy is like super cute, and he's like your little brother and stuff. And he always carries like a plushie around. Then there's the tall, stoic one, you know, that tells you, oh, I like you, but, you know, not really kind of thing. And you have the smart one, right? And that part of the fun is just seeing what the host club gets around to, and like the adventures and stuff. Eventually, Tamaki and Haruhi fall in love, and it's a whole thing, and there's rivals and stuff. This is how the anime looks like. It's a really good anime. It's very cute, very cute. Is it your top favorite anime? I wouldn't say top favorite, but it is one of those animes that you just have to watch. You know, it's kind of like Death Note. You just have to watch it. If you say that you're a fan of anime, it's one of those animes that you have to watch. Because it's like iconic and historical. I've never watched that anime before, but I'm starting to watch the first 5 episodes of Frieren. Oh, Frieren! I've also heard good things about Frieren. I just have to bite the bullet and watch it and stuff. Most of the animes that I see are just scroll YouTube short. Hippie and Mickey, Smokey, Simon the Chipmunk from Alvin and the Chipmunks. I have no clue. Yeah, it's like a bunch of personalities, and that's part of the fun. And Haruhi gets thrown into all of this. Anyway, I had like a fever dream one day. I was like bored and I had nothing to do, and I was thinking about anime, and I was like, wait a minute. The Dokis from Doki Doki, you know? The Dokis have very distinct personalities as well, right? What if they owned a house club, right? Like, but instead of host, it'd be like hostess. And then that means that I can put MC into cross-dressing in a dress and everything. I already have the first two. I put them in the female uniform for the Oran High School Host Club because this is the male uniform, which is like the suits, the purple suits. Female uniform. And the girls have this kind of uniform. Very princess-like, very cute. You know, supposed to be like expensive and stuff. Like they're supposed to be very rich people. And it looks really cute. So yeah, I'm doing the Dokis with that style. I already have Monica and Sayori done, and I had put this drawing in the shelves for a long time. I started it in May, I think. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to finish it in stream with all of you. They look like robots? What? No way. They look like normal humans. What do you mean? This is like a screen cap of the anime, you know, and it's Tamaki entertaining one of the people that go to the host clubs and stuff. The concept, I think, is a little dated. In the sense that we don't really have anything like this in the West. It's just a very Japanese concept, you know? Like, pretty much like Rent a Girlfriend and things like that. It can be really hard to understand in the beginning. Their style kind of reminds me of Fancy Princess Robots. So it's kind of... It's a little bit difficult to explain the concept at first, I think. But once you watch the anime, you kind of get it. You kind of get it. I would recommend watching it. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. Oh, I need the color for the... Oh, currently. There you go. I'm not using pure black for my lines. I'm using like a bluish so that it looks more anime-ish. And I'm gonna be drawing Yuri, Natsuki, and maybe MC if we have the time. In this stream, we will just be doing their line art. I'm just going straight from the rough sketch to a body sketch. Like literally just the clean lines. Because that's how I work. That's how my brain works. What I can't remember is the size of my brush. Is it a 3? Yeah, seems like it's a 3, I think. Yeah, okay. Ever since I got a little bit better at, like, drawing and deciding certain things of my style, I've had a lot more... I've done way less like clean sketches. Like I'll just go straight from like the stick figurines to the actual like drawings, like how they look and everything. And I think that's a bad habit because eventually I'm gonna hit a wall. But in the meantime, I'm having a lot of fun. So who knows what is right and what's wrong. So. Yeah, the uniform has like a towel color. I'm gonna copy the image and paste it here so I don't remember how the uniform looks like. It's a really, really pretty uniform. It makes me really sad because here in Mexico we don't have pretty uniforms like that. They're pretty boring. Like these are our school uniforms. They're just kinda meh. You know, I guess normal school uniform. So imagining having to wear a dress like this for school is like, oh, I wonder. I wish my school was like that. But I was also like, when I watched Oran High School Host Club, I was like 16 already, and in my high school you didn't need to wear any any uniform, so now placing the neck. I think the neck is fine there. No, actually it needs to be a little bit more around here. Around the middle of the torso. Like that, yeah. I've never had to wear a uniform. I thought that was lucky, and then I didn't have to wear a uniform by the time I hit high school. And I hated it so much because that meant I had to do way more laundry than just washing my uniform every other day, you know? In the United States, most schools have students who don't wear uniforms in certain states unless you're in Florida. Oh, I had no idea. I probably would have died if they forced me to wear one. I don't know. Like I said, I like the uniform because, one, it made it hard for kids to bully each other. Right? There wasn't bullying about, oh, your clothes are ugly or tattered, or, you know, they're not from an expensive brand. You know, we didn't really have that. We did have something similar to with the sneakers, like with the shoes, but nothing, you know, like open bullying like that. And we all also look the same in the uniform, so we didn't have a lot of people, you know, we didn't have a lot of like people looking at you weird for quote unquote dressing different or anything. You know, all of that got hidden. I think it was a way to protect our individuality growing up. Funny enough, right? You would think a uniform is like the opposite of individuality. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. But I think it helped in that, you know, it made it harder to be bullied for the things that you liked or how you dressed in real life and stuff, like outside of school. Because people, frankly, just wouldn't see you, right? Unless you were friends with them already. So I think it has its merits. I think this one's like, this year the shoulder is too far back. There you go. Let me just bring it in a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. That's more Yuri, for sure. You already know my aversion to be told what to do. Yeah, I know, Kira, I know. Yeah, but if you wear a uniform, the only way people could tell you apart was if you had your hairstyle done differently than everyone else in your backpack. Well, yeah. It's, we still had things, right? Children will still be evil and mean, right? So there was bullying over other things, right? Mostly personality, not even like your backpack or anything. Just personality, if you were a really quiet kid, things like that. But not, you know, at least we avoided the bullying when it comes to things that I guess you can't control, right? Like it's like your things like your family situation, your money and stuff like that, right? I'm sure there's people who still, you know, whose peers found ways to bully them. I was bullied a lot because I hit puberty and I started to be really hairy. I'm a very, very hairy shrimp. So, and since I am super tall for Mexican standards, you know, I'm gonna open up with you, shrimplings. So I was very, very tall back in middle school, and I was like super hairy as well. And I wasn't really taught yet how to shave and stuff. Now I don't shave my legs. I haven't shaved them for a long time. I think ever since I came out as a lesbian. But that's because I don't like it. Anyway, back then, you know, I didn't know how to shave, and I kind of didn't want to because it meant, you know, that you were not a kid anymore. So I was tall, and I was hairy, and the nickname that they used to call me in middle school, like in the playground and stuff, was King Kong. Those motherfuckers. in middle school used to call me King Kong because I grew into my height in middle school. I am 1.75 meters long, which is, according to Google, to feet, it's around meters. It's around, it says that it's 5'7", but I've seen like 5'9" or something. Like, it's just, I have no idea because nobody can tell me, but I am pretty tall. I'm almost, I'm like super close to 6 foot. Yeah. It says that I'm 5'7". I don't know. 1.75 meters is like really tall. But if I put 5'7", right, feet into centimeters, it says that it's 170, but I'm 175. So I think it's probably 5'8". Nope, it is 5'9". I knew it. Yeah, I am 5'9", which is 175 centimeters. So in Mexico, the average height for a girl, for a woman, is like 5 foot. I was pretty tall, and I guess it used to it put a really big a big like target on my back because, you know, I was different and stuff. That wasn't helped also by the fact that both me and all of my shrimplings, my real life shrimplings, right? Ryan Gosling and my sister too. We have really thick eyebrows. You can't see them right now because they're covered by the fringe. But I've drawn, you know, in some of the Poppy drawings, you can see really, really thick eyebrows. I have those in real life. They're not character design. Those are my eyebrows. And, you know, people would be really mean about that too. Because back then, believe it or not, when I was shrimpling age, thick eyebrows were not in fashion. We still had the whole thing where people used to like shave their eyebrows like super, super thin. And that was like the fashion back then. If you guys can remember it, or if you shrimplings were even conscious by when that happened. It's been a while, and it's kind of funny to see how different, you know, beauty standards have become when I went from middle school into high school. Everything switched really fast and really weird. And suddenly what was fashionable wasn't fashionable at all. You know what I mean? It was very confusing times. I think I can do this and then something like this. Yeah, that looks okay for Yuri. Just like that. Don't worry, Poppy. I wouldn't call you King Kong, because Queen Kong is better, but that's besides the point. I'd call you Thumbelina, because you're short to me. What? No way! No way! I've known people that are my same height, but I've never... like, the people that I've met, both online and in real life, that are taller than me, can fit in, like, both of my hands. No way you're taller than me like that. Hi, Resortito! Welcome! I'm under a tornado warning right now. Oh my god. Don't you need to, like, find shelter or something like that? Maybe you shouldn't be watching the stream. You should stay safe, bro. Yeah. I'm 6'1". Ay! 6'1". Oh, so much taller. It's what? Like 5 centimeters taller than me. Well, more like 10. More like 10. That's not even half a head. That's like just the top of it. The top of my head. So it doesn't count. My Ryan Gosling, my brother Ryan Gosling is 5. I think he's 6'1" as well. Let me see how much is that in centimeters. 6'1". centimeters, which is 185. Yeah! Yeah, I've seen your height before. You're not that much taller than me. But I guess you are taller. So for that, I commend you. Again, the people that I met that are taller than me, I can count with both of my nubs. You're tiny, small shrimp sized. I know I'm not tiny. My girlfriend is 6'4". Okay, that's pretty tall. How can she find pants and stuff? That sounds really tough to like live in, not only because, you know, it's pretty tall, but also because clothes are just not made around those sizes, are they? Must be really rough. I think I made this arm way too long. Yeah, I did. Let me fix it real quick. Because if not, it's gonna throw me off a lot. It has to be around here. This one. I'll have to cut it a little bit. A bit. This, and then this. I'm gonna do the doll test. Yeah, okay. It's fine, it's fine. To check the proportions. I'm gonna get going. Guys, see ya. Bye, Roya. Please stay safe. Oh my god. I can't believe it's a tornado warning. Thank you for the stream. People are bigger in other places. Yeah, I know. Oh, I didn't see this question a lot. What's your favorite childhood cartoon? Probably the Powerpuff Girls. I think I mentioned it before. If not, I'm sure Pretz has. Because he also really liked the Powerpuff Girls. I love the Powerpuff Girls. And my favorite Powerpuff Girl is Blossom. I think it was so cool that she wanted to be so smart. And be smarter than anyone else. And she would always find ways of learning and stuff. I've always been a really curious individual. I love the Powerpuff Girls. Woo! You're definitely Buttercup. You're a Buttercup like fan, aren't you? Yeah, of course you are. Enjoy the new movies. If that's actually real. I saw that. I don't know. I remember the executives were really mean about the first Powerpuff Girls movie. I thought it was absolute cinema. Like, I keep watching that today, and I think it's just too good. It was way too good. Too ahead of its time. With the whole making the Powerpuff Girls actually, you know, angsty. How they should be, because they're super powerful kindergartners, you know? It can get rough for people around them. So I really like that the movie touched on that, but it apparently didn't make a lot of money, and that's why they shelved a lot of like animated movies, because the Powerpuff Girl movie was like one of their most popular cartoons, and it just didn't make the cut in Hollywood. It makes me a little sad, but it seems like that's breaking. That way of thinking is like not taking place anymore, not happening. I don't know how to put it. But yeah, I'm very excited to see if that means that well, I hope it means that the new Powerpuff Girls movie is good. You know? Okay, so I have to make Yuri's chest somehow bigger than Monica's. Because I think I made Monica's pretty big. But I think this works. We have a tangent here. We don't want tangents. Drawing chests is really hard. Nobody tells you how hard it is until you actually try it. I think this looks bigger. Not really. Has to be around here at the mid chest where it starts. Then like this. Yes, sorta, kinda. I've never been good drawing big chests like this. Okay, we broke the tangent. I think I'll probably keep it like this. Yeah, because that looks a little comical. So has to be something like this, and then down there like that. And that's way too low, isn't it? Like, it needs to be a little bit higher. I'm so excited for Coyote vs. Zack. Me too! I can't believe they're actually releasing it. I'm so excited. We all thought it was lost. But thank God. Thank God they decided to release it. I'm very excited for it as well. I like Cinnamon Roll from Hello Kitty and Friends. Oh, my favorite Hello Kitty character is My Melody. Although I really also like Pom Pom Pudding. You should leave the chest the way it is in order to make the book fit. Oh yeah, the book. But the book is gonna be like here. Right here. So we are gonna see a little bit of the chest. But yeah, you're right. Does not look natural. I guess we'll worry about the chest in a little bit. Because right now I have to draw the waist here. And these, they have like a little bit of a hard cut here. Oop. Like this. Like this. They have like a little fold. And then the actual dress part begins. Kind of want to give Yudi's dress a little bit more of like a, you know, because they are supposed to be puffy, but I kind of want to make it be a little bit more refined, like have it do a funny little thing, like having it go like this, maybe, and then back out, so that it's also not like Monica's. That's just like flowing down. Something like this. But then the other part of the dress, it does have to be a little bit more down. So this has to go all the way down here. Like this. Probably like this. Now for the ruffles, we just kind of go like this. We leave a little bit of space, because that's where our little pleats are gonna come from. You notice the dress kind of has pleats, but not really. It's just kind of like flowy. And we just connect them in between. Connect them. And the dress opens up like that. Just like that, I think. That looks very pretty. It looks like something Yudi would wear. Just like this. Ooh, so many folds. Oh, hello, Rodriguez. Welcome. This is so nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dade. Oh, welcome to the new chat. Welcome, new chatter. New shrimp. New shrimp in the chat. New shrimp in the tank. I think I speak for everyone that the shrimp should stream Shrek 2 on the GameCube. Just because I never had a GameCube. My first gaming console was a Wii. So I don't know how to use the weird controllers. I am really sorry. I know this will probably seem as sacrilegious to you, Pretz, especially. Yeah, I've never actually played the GameCube. Okay, there we go. Yeah, somehow her chest is like way smaller than Monica's. We'll probably have to fix that somehow. Probably making the chest hang from here. Like this. Because if we're honest, if it's that big, it would like go around the sides, right? Like this. But bigger somehow. My god. I'm not great at this. I could never be a not safe for work artist to save my life. Okay, something like this, and then again. This looks a little bit too caricaturesque, but it's probably gonna have to do. We're probably gonna have to make do with this until I come up with a better way of drawing a big chest. Because this is a little ridiculous, guys. My first console was the GameCube. Oh, I love playing Dance Central and they're on the Wii. Woo! Ah, the Wii. Good times. We somehow never got GameCube games, despite it being backwards compatible. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just time to go on to the new thing. And the Wii, when it released, it was like super, like... I remember the craze around it. I was there, you know? Everyone was talking about the Wii and everybody wanted to be the Wii. You guys remember that? It was, the PlayStation got its own funny controllers. The Xbox released its, Kinect. Like, it was a big deal. The Wii was historical. We can probably play a little bit more with the angle of these to show that they're on a big chest. Just like that. So that it shows a bit more, I guess. Yeah, I think this looks about right. And I have to finish the arm here. And I have to do the hands eventually. My god, the hands. You know, I'm a person who says you have to draw hands all the time, like as much as you can. But that doesn't mean it makes it easier. Personally, I never gave a fuck about the Wii. What? It had so many cool games. I don't think I have ever played with a Wii. Aw. I love nostalgia times. I wish AI would just shut down. Me too. Back in my day, people were assumed to be tall. Why else would the first Xbox come with a fat controller? The Xbox, I think that's why I never liked playing on the Xbox. Like, my cousins had it, you know? Every Mexican household with cousins had an Xbox. And I never liked playing it because, you're right, the controllers were just really big. The Wii was really nice in that, you know? They fit around your hand no matter your age. The Wii had a Nintendo, and I didn't care about Nintendo, LOL. Ah, I see. I sadly, well, I don't know if sadly, for good and for bad, I grew up with Nintendo. My first ever video game was actually the old Super Mario Bros. for the NES. SNES? The very first Mario ever. The Super Mario Brothers. I played it on these things called Fun Stations, which is basically a pirated version of the SNES. It was crazy because it was a pirated version of the SNES, the Super Nintendo. This is the actual version, right? The actual, like, how it looked. But they made it look, I think this is like a PlayStation console thing? Oh wait, why are we in shopping? No, I wanted to see the images. But, you know, yeah, it used to look like a PlayStation, right? But in reality, it was all cassettes. And it came with the controllers, and it was so completely shaped like a PlayStation 1. I think it's a PlayStation 1. But like I said, when you opened it, you had to input in cassettes. I don't think we're gonna find a... Yeah, it's called Fun Station. I'm trying to see if we can find like a picture of it open. Yeah, here it is. It is cassettes, man. It's all cassettes. And we used to play Fun Station, 100 Juegos Cassette. And I would get cassettes like these with my dad in like the biggest piracy market ever, like piracy tianguis here in our city. And he would get us these cartridges with like 100 games, and they were all reskins of actual games. You know, they were all pirated and stuff. And my very, very first video game was the actual Super Mario Bros. For the SNES. Wait. Yeah, Super Mario Bros. This one. The very first one, the original. And I used to play with my sister all the time, and we never made it super far back, but it got me hooked. And that's why, you know, like, imagine my surprise. When I had my Fun Station, I was around 7 or 6. Like, we were really, really young. It was all we could afford, right? Our pirated Fun Stations. It wasn't cheap either. Like, it was cheap compared to an actual console, but it wasn't, you know, like just $2 or anything. It was a hefty amount. And my dad got it for us. And I also played, this is where I played Ice Climbers 2, for example, Excite Bike. But, you know, all of those games had a different name because they were pirated. They were not the actual Excite Bike or the actual Super Mario. There was one, I don't remember. I think it's Charlie's Circus. Charlie's Circus. Yeah, Circus Charlie. I also played a lot of Circus Charlie. And it's games for the NES or these NES. Man, looking at all of these, it gives me memories. Because I used to play this game. And the sprite, you know, it was like a recolor and everything. Like, at least they tried to tweak the games a little bit so that it didn't look like a blatant, like, copyright violation. But yeah, this was my entry to video games, the very first ones. And the very first ones with how the entire video game industry began, right? Duck Hunt as well. I love Duck Hunt. That goddamn dog. Duck Hunt. If you notice, the Fun Station also comes with like a cool little like gun and stuff. We also played a lot of Duck Hunt. But yeah, those Fun Station cassette. Almost, I can't remember the name in Spanish. Like the cartridges, you know, like in English is cartridge. But they look just like the normal ones. Yeah, here it is. Like these kinds of ones. And me and my sister had a big collection and stuff. Anyway, imagine my surprise when I was like 9, right? No, I was like, when did I get the Wii? We were like 8. So yeah, I was probably smaller. I was like 6 or 7 when we started playing with our Fun Station, and I was like 8. And then the Wii released, and my dad goes, "Oh, that's by the same company that, you know, made Super Mario Bros. Your games, the games that you like, you know, Duck Hunt and all of that." And I was like, "Oh wow!" And then I see an actual render of Mario. 2007. I see an actual render of Mario, and I'm like, he looks like that now? What? Now you have to kind of like put yourself in my shoes back then. Back then, I'm talking 2007. For anyone that was conscious, 6-7. For anyone that was conscious around 2007, you will remember that video games were not at all mainstream. Like, at all. Right now, you can go to Hot Topic, to Forever 21. You can find, like, cool Mario t-shirts and, like, Mario, you know, the little mushroom earrings and everything. In 2007, even finding things from Mario was difficult. There was nowhere to buy Mario things. And it wasn't until I'm not gonna say my age. It wasn't until around 2016, 17 that video games it started to become mainstream, like just a little bit, and suddenly people started caring about who these characters were and everything. Like, because back then, knowing about Mario like this, it just meant that you were a nerd, right? You were a video game nerd, like a geek. You had no life, and all you did was play video games. And today is like every person over 30 years old has like a console, right? And every person under 15 had a console, a video game console. Like they had played video games. Back in my day, in my entire classroom, I was the only one who played Nintendo games because all of the other ones that had video games either played GTA or FIFA. And that was that. That was that. No one else was talking about Legend of Zelda. No one else was talking about Little Big Planet. You know, all of those games. My sister used to have a PSP. All of those games I came to know and play and see and enjoy. But no one, I had no one to talk about with them. Like, I had no one to talk about them. I would talk to my own sister, to my dad and stuff, but, you know, it wasn't the same. It was just really hard to find like-minded people. It's actually how I started learning English. Because I learned, you know, I got eventually, you know, I really liked Nintendo and stuff, so I kept buying the consoles. I eventually got a DSi. I got a Nintendo DS. I don't know why my tracking is bugging. I got a Nintendo DS, and then eventually I got my DSi. And I got my first Pokemon game, which was Pokemon Black. And it was all in English. And I could not speak it to save my life. I had to start looking at tutorials and stuff on how it looked. On what they were saying even. Right? And that's and I started joining like forums and stuff for Pokemon. And that's how I learned English. I was in middle school. And I started speaking English thanks to Pokemon. Because I literally had no one else at school to talk about it with. It was just really, really rare. Especially in a country like Mexico, you know, where, you know, obviously video games are pricey and not everyone has the money for them. I was the kind of kid that did not want anything else but video games, so that made it easy. And back then, video games weren't that pricey. Nintendo games were like some of the most affordable video games in the market. I think it, you know, just right now with the Switch, they started like amping up the prices. But back then, a Nintendo game costed way less than an Xbox game, for example. So yeah, it was really fun. I feel you. 2013 to 2017, when I was in secondary school, that was when I really began getting into Pokemon, which led to today. Didn't have anyone to talk to about it either. Yeah, right? Like, in 2013 and stuff, like, video games were kind of starting, but it wasn't until 2016 or 17 where, you know, we had a little bit more of, like, people playing video games and talking about video games and stuff. For a very, very long time, it was taboo. You would say, I'm a fan of The Legend of Zelda. My little brother, Ryan Gosling. I remember he was in kindergarten. This must have been like 2010 or 2011. He was in kindergarten. And for Children's Day, you know, they did a thing where you could go dressed up as your favorite character. Right? He immediately wanted to go as Link because I used to play The Legend of Zelda and I showed him, you know, who Link was and everything. And he was really excited to go to his school and be Link. My mom did his own costume by hand because obviously there weren't any like Link costumes back then, especially not for 3-year-olds. And, you know, I did the shield for him in cardboard and everything. And he looked like Link. Let me see if I can find a picture because all of these are on Facebook. I don't want to expose Ryan Gosling, but he was the most adorable thing in the world. He was Link for all intents and purposes. And he was really excited. He would put on the hat, you know, he was so hyped up to be Link. Where is it? And then, so he goes to his school on Children's Day with his costume and everything. Here he is. Let me copy the picture. This is, you know, like my mom made his. Here he is. This is little brother, little shrimp brother Ryan Gosling, right? This is again 2000. This is 2012. This is not even 2010. This is 2012. I did the shield. I painted it by hand and everything. And my mom, you know, she has pictures of the making off of the costume and everything. She was... my little brother was over the moon. Anyway, he goes to his school. His teacher sees him. And he goes, "Wow, that's a really good Peter Pan costume. Love your Peter Pan costume." And other kids were like, "Oh yeah, you look like Peter Pan. You're Peter Pan, right?" My little brother was livid. He was so angry. He kept correcting people. Like later he told us, like, "I hated everyone. They're all so dumb. I was very clearly Link from The Legend of Zelda. And everybody said that my costume was actually Peter Pan." He was so mad at that. And, you know, if that doesn't explain the state of video games, 2013 people, 2013, this was not 2007, 2008 anymore. This was well into 2013. No one knew who Link was. No one. And he was, again, so mad. And me and my mom, all we could do was laugh, right? Because my little brother was a little precautious for his age, right? He could barely read, and yet he was watching me play. I think the game that I had back then that I was playing religiously was Skyward Sword. And I used to play Skyward Sword super religiously and everything, and he would watch me, and, you know, we would kind of like play together, and he would help me with some of the puzzles and everything. But yeah. That's the story of how video games were, you know, back then. I think I have to make the leg a little bit larger. Yeah. Nope. That's how video games were just not mainstream like that back then. You know, Shrimplinks. You all of you have no idea how good you have it now. That you get to be in a world where it's normal and expected for you to like all of these things. Back then, it was like, huh, that's weird. Don't you like to do anything else? I guess right now, you know, we've kind of gone full circle in that people will think that all you do is play video games all day and things like that. But at least people know what video games are. At least you can find, you know, merchandise and clothes and costumes of your favorite characters, right? You can talk online about them and everything. But back then, oh boy, back then it was a challenge and a half. An absolute challenge and a half. Let me figure out this leg because it's like going outwards, but there you go. It was really, really rough. I'm still waiting on my 10th anniversary merch. I'm dying. It's killing me. Ah! Oh yeah, from Hellraiser! The real hero of time. It was the real hero of time, Fritz. Right there in the flesh. We had him at 3 years old. It was little Link. People are trashing Steam recently and calling Nintendo more user-friendly, when Nintendo sold their players cardboard as an experience and are the reason for $70 to $80 games now. That was, you know, I'm not saying that Nintendo is without faults. We all fall into the claws of capitalism. May I remind you, Nintendo was the only company by, you know, they just started recently charging for online play when both PlayStation and Microsoft had been doing it for eons at that point, for decades. Nintendo just now got into it. We're not exempt. Nintendo is not exempt of the capitalistic ideals, the capitalistic needs, right, of the machine. Dead by Daylight. Oh, right. The merge for the 10th anniversary of Dead by Daylight. I remember now. I remember. I remember. But yeah, it's you know, it's kind of bittersweet because I am very happy to see you all shrimplings have fun with video games together. But, you know, I'm also thinking like, they have no idea how it used to be. How difficult. How treacherous. How people would look at you super weird. Right? If you dare to mention that you really like video games. Man, I'm getting something really wrong with these shoes. I think this is fine like this. I'm gonna spin it around, spin it around. Oh yeah, of course. And then we do the heel. There you go. This. But yeah, you shrimplings have no idea how good you have it nowadays. It's pretty crazy. I'm also a little bit conflicted because I think, like, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I think that fandom culture really ruined a lot of good things that we had in terms of quality and, like, media literacy and stuff. Man, I drew this shoe so good on that angle. I just can't do it if you flip the angle. You know what? I'm gonna be lazy and I'm just gonna steal that shoe from Monica. I'm just gonna steal it. I'm sorry, shrimplings. I know you believe in me, but... this is just a drawing for fun, so... it should be fun. So I'm putting it in. I'm putting it in like this. Oh, actually, the other shoe is also like super small in comparison. I'm gonna... let me make it bigger. Like this. There we go. Just in the Ouran High School Host Club anime, they have really big feet. It's like part of the charm, I guess. And I should kind of like suggest that the shoe's actually going this side. Like this. And what is this? I don't remember. What is this? Oh. Oh, I cut it out. Oops. Sorry, Monica. I didn't mean to do that. merge down to your body. There you go. Keep your foot, please, Monica. I just wanted to steal it for a bit. There we go. Whoa. Fandom culture blows. Yeah, it's difficult because I like that there's people that we can all talk about, that we can all talk with, right? About the things that we like. We wouldn't be here without DDLC fandom, for example. I wouldn't be here with you shrimplings. But there's also a lot of things that it has done really badly, really poorly, I think. That could definitely be better when it comes to media creation and enjoyment, I think. It says, why do people often skip Nintendo? I'm not sure. I guess it just happens. It depends on how you grow up and things like that. For example, like I said, gonna mix this down to her body. Merge down. Make it a little bit better. When I was a kid, I had cousins and everything, you know, and they all played GTA and things like FIFA and stuff like that, and they also played one that's called, I don't remember, I think Saints Row, something like that. It was a fighting game. They really like playing fighting games. Anyway, it was like pretty violent, I guess, like what would be considered manly games. And the controllers and everything, it was just me that was a girl back then. It just wasn't really girl friendly, you know. Whenever I would try, they would laugh at me because I was a girl and I obviously didn't know how to play games like that, or, you know. And they tried to help me learn and stuff, but I don't know, it just kind of the appeal for those kind of games just didn't happen for me. And there are people who like those games and they enjoy to see the violence and stuff, but weirdly enough, I was a really weird kid. Like, I really like seeing like gory anime and stuff eventually. I was just really bad at fighting games, and I still am really bad at fighting games in general. I think that was just it. I don't have what it takes, the reflexes and stuff. Oh, I know how I can draw this image rotation, flip canvas. Yeah, this is gonna be way easier for me now. Oh, Yuri's pose is kind of weird. Like, super off balance. Let's fix that. Yeah. That looks better. Yeah, I think, I don't know, it was there's a lot of competitive gaming, you know. It's no secret, right, that it's harder to play certain video games as a woman or as a girl. So we're all delegated to calmer games like Animal Crossing and stuff. And there are women, there are girls who, despite all odds, you know, they stay convicted and they can play through whatever they like, whatever they please, as it should be, in my opinion, as it totally should be. But the big male like wall of entry is just really difficult, and it can be really discouraging as well. You know? I think a reason for some skipping Nintendo is the stereotype that they're kids' games. Part of why I was ripped on for liking the games in school. I skip Nintendo because I like games that are inherently violent or scary. And Nintendo doesn't let you obliterate your opponents or get obliterated by a monster. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's just a little bit... It's difficult. You would think that those kind of games, you know, the more violent ones and everything, like they're counterculture games, but it's actually the opposite. They're like pretty much what's expected of you to play if you're into video games at all. You know, all of the violent and the immoral, quote unquote, right? Like GTA and things like that. I cannot make sense of this hand. I know what I wanted to do. Do something like this. I'm just gonna do that instead and see what happens with that. Aha. And I'm gonna use that as a base for my hand. But yeah, it's kind of sad that there's still that. I think it's a little bit less now. People don't think like that as much anymore. You know, that Nintendo aren't real video games. Because, I mean, the impact Nintendo has had on the video game industry is like unmeasurable. But there's still some that, you know, it's they just don't like it because they think they're boring and stuff. I just think they're fun. And like I said, I grew up with them. So for me to classify them as bad games and stuff, objectively, they're not bad games at all. And I think that's the thing where a lot of, like, you know, the whole Sony versus Nintendo versus Microsoft is, right? A lot of the issues come from, because it's not that it's a matter of taste of what you like. It's not that a game is inherently bad for having or not having X or Y or C. It's just because it's the kind of games that you like to play. You know, it's the kind of escapism that you like. Mario, I've always found it really engaging for thinking and planning, you know, like the whole platformer thing. Same with Pokemon. I really like, I'm a collector, you know, I collect dolls and stuff. So Pokemon for me was like, ooh, ultimate pet collector. And that's why I really, really like it. I really don't like fantasy. So a lot of PlayStation games, you know, never appealed to me. Like Devil May Cry. I think Devil May Cry is Sony, right? I think so. I hope I don't get it wrong. Or God of War. You know, all of these games kind of never appealed to me because I don't like, I'm not into fantasy. I don't like, you know, like the princesses and the castles and the gods and things like that. I kind of don't care about it. And I know there'd be some people, you know, who'd be like, oh, you're missing out because it's good and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, I'm not saying they're bad games. I'm just saying that they're not the kind of games that I like to play. And it shouldn't be that, you know, controversial to say it's okay if you don't play a certain game because you don't like to play them. I don't think it should be too controversial, you know, or like a bad thing. Okay, this hand is good, and it's also gonna be hidden by the chair. I didn't really think this post through. So yeah, you know, it's like I think as long as people can, you know, get over themselves and, you know, understand that there'll be some people that just like playing other kinds of games, and it's not a matter of debate whether the game's good or not. I think the world would be a better place. Devil May Cry is Capcom. It belongs to no console. It just wasn't on Nintendo. Ah, I see. Oh, we're talking about favorite princesses. My favorite princess is probably Rosalina as well, because Mario Galaxy is my favorite Mario game of all time. Really good game. Really, really good game. You Shrimpling should play it if you have the chance for it. There you go. I feel like I'm getting something wrong with how this works. But it's just the angle is a little bit difficult. Ah, I see what's happening. If you like this, and the bench should come from here. Sorta, kinda. Like I said, it's gonna, all of this is gonna get hidden by the dress anyway. By the chair, sorry, not the chair, not the dress. Well, a little bit for this one. But yeah, I think the world would be a better place if we all just accepted that there's games are for everyone. There's mine is Princess Peach, that's why. It's just good. A classic. The thing is, Nintendo's family nature keeps it from having a lot of games. And if Nintendo does have a game, there's more than likely the chance that the game won't have good graphics or performance on a Nintendo console. That by Daylight looks like doo-doo fart on the Switch. I can't fault you on that. It seems, well, to me, Nintendo has always been based on innovation, right? But that means that a lot of the things that they have just aren't really optimized. That they aren't just perfected. I guess that's the thing, right? They aren't even like optimized for the console, like you said, that they're supposed to go. Again, I'm not saying, you know, like we should defend Nintendo or that Nintendo never did anything wrong. But I think, you know, to say that Nintendo has that the games are bad, it's just not true. They're just a different theme. And it's okay not to like them. And it's okay if you like something else. I myself will always love Nintendo because it's what I grew up with. I think that's the case with a lot of people. Especially, you know, with those of us who like Nintendo. We just kind of stick with him. Hey, look at that. Personalizing a brand, making it into a person. That's bad. Be careful when you do that, Shrimplings. It's just because it's what we grew up with and it's what we have good memories of. So, like I said, I've just never been too much into fantasy and stuff. Games like Elden Ring and things like that. They kind of just don't call to me. I don't know why. Innovation, but the innovation makes games not made specifically made for it be bad on it. By innovation, I mean that they're always looking for like the next best thing, so they never actually stop to think about like how can we make future games run better. You know, they're too busy thinking about what's the next gimmick gonna be. Wait, hold on, let me drink some water. Yeah. You know, their consoles have never been like tip-top ever. But all of their consoles have a new gimmick. And that's what makes them sell, you know what I mean? I was raised on Xbox, had a PS4, had a DS, and at the end of the day, of course, you're probably Xbox, right? Oh, I prefer PC with Steam. The true gamer seasoning. You realize that our consoles are trash. And what you should actually be, like, paying attention to is PC. Because consoles are just so outdated right now. But, you know, that's a new development as well. Back then, having a very strong computer, it wasn't something that most people would think about. Like now, you know, that it became so popular. Consoles high key buns. A true gamer. Okay, I like Judy's legs where they used to be. Yeah, there. This works for the body, I think. Better. Oh, and I noticed that this part of her hip should be like this, I think. It should be like the bend, the flow should be happening way higher than it was. Like that. So it's a little bit more of a refined look. And let's do her book. The guide of the hand, which we don't need anymore. Man, goddamn books. They're so difficult to draw. Let's make it so... There we go. Now, how would she be holding the book? Because I have it like this. Uh-huh. Yeah, I need to add a little bit more depth around here then. This is like where it ends. This is where we add a little bit more of the spine and more of the pages. Like right here. Just like that. Yeah, I think this looks correct. Big, I think. Would she hold it like that though? I'm gonna go with yes. Like on that orientation. It's like, you know, she has the cover of the book in the front. I think most people don't carry them like that, but she's Judy, so she's probably a little quirky with how she carries her books. Like that. Just a little bit, ever so slightly, little bit of depth in this side, I think. For it to be a book. Perceived as a thickish book. Actually, no, I don't think so. I don't think we would see that. would see this extend like this. Like this. That'll be it for that angle, I think. Because the box is something like this. Guess we would see, yeah, a little bit of thickness right here on the book. Oi, don't move it, don't move it. And I guess the bend over here would begin... No, yeah. It would begin high up, right there. Oh yeah, the benefits of a PC. You can install other OSs, download non-Steam stuff on it. Yeah. The new Steam console is only getting complained about because of stupidity. It is pretty pricey. Uber affordable PC, and people don't understand that because it's referred to as a console. Hell, it'd be as expensive as an Xbox expensive as an Xbox, $750 if AI wasn't destroying the PC marketing. Move the book down a little. You think? I thought, you know, she's holding it by the middle. I guess this makes a little bit more sense. Like this. Sorta, kinda? Just like that. I can erase these parts. It is kind of awkward. I need to get rid of that tangent there. Like this. This part here. It's not a console, it's a PC. In terms of PC, it's super affordable. Well, yeah, I've seen the PC prices right now. We're helping one of my friends to build her own PC. And, you know, we're trying to help her get a budget. And it's just every time we check the components and stuff in the market right now, the budget goes out the window. It's just absolutely insane how hard it is to get good prices right now for anything PC related. I guess if all you want it for is to game and stuff, then yeah, you know, the Steam console is super good. But I still believe that since it's only to play games on, the best bet will always be a PC. Like, sure, it's a bit more pricey, but you can do things like work in it and stuff. People complain about $80 Mario Kart World, but I shall bet that GTA will be the first $100 game. Probably, but it's GTA, you know, they get away with it. No one is gonna tell the fabled GTA 6, oh, you're too pricey. Everyone's gonna go and buy it just because it's GTA, you know. It's just what's gonna happen. Mark my words. They could price it to be like $150 and people will still buy it. Just because it's GTA 6. And to be honest, it looks pretty good. Like I've seen the renders and stuff. Like I'm sure that elevates the price of a game. I'm the kind of person that doesn't, and I've talked about it in some other streams before, I think. I don't remember. But I don't think so, actually. I was talking about it with some friends. That, you know, hyper-realism, as good as it is, you know, for like, for like flashiness and making the game look a little better and stuff, it just doesn't mean that the game is fun. Like for me, I don't care about realism like that in video games. I just care if the game is fun. You know, it's how I can enjoy games like Deltarune or Hollow Knight. I started playing, my little brother Ryan Gosling got me on a game called Pronoun Palace, which is to spell big words and stuff. It's helping me a lot with my English vocabulary. It's really good. I'm definitely gonna be playing it again and stuff. Like, I think that the talk about hyper-realism and stuff is just, you know, it shouldn't be a tell on whether a game's gonna be good or not. But having that said, GTA 6 just looks unreal. the render and everything. Like, I'm sure those who are into those kind of things, they're gonna have a field day once it's out with it. You know? It does help with the immersion, I suppose. Hyperrealism sucks because most just use it as a replacement for actual art direction. Yeah. Oh, hi, buddy. Welcome. We're talking console wars now. Yeah, I totally get it, Kira. It's like some people, oh well, some game companies, some video games think that just making the game hyper realistic will mean that people will buy it, and then people buy it and they go, "This game is terrible. You know, it's not fun. You can play too much with it and stuff." It's or you don't have fun playing it, things like that. It's I can totally see that, and it's happening. It's happening. It's a little sad that the people who wanted hyperrealism kind of won in the end when it comes to games and the value of them, right? That, oh, they can be so realistic, and I'd be thinking, okay, but is it fun to play? Am I gonna have fun playing it? You know? Console wars are pointless because there's only one winner, the Philips CDI. How is hyperrealism scary? I mean, like, that is scary good right now. How good it looks. That it looks so real that it's scary, you know? Because things shouldn't look like that for a video game. Well, at least you wouldn't expect them to look like a movie quality, you know? Like something in real life. It's so good, it's scary. That's what I mean with it. That it's scary like that. And it's, like I said, it's just kind of sad because a lot of people, like Kira said, will use it. A lot of game developers will use it as a crutch over art direction or mechanic direction and stuff, and just think just because their game looks good, it means that, you know, it's people are gonna buy it just because our game looks good, so buy it please. And you know, it's absolutely terrible to play. How did I do the faces? I guess I just kind of like sent it. My god. I need to change the direction a little bit. Ah, I remember. I think I drew the entire head so I could have a good reference. And we draw the ears. Again, just to have a reference, the ears and most of the head is gonna get hidden anyway, but it's good. It's a good habit to draw them just so you know where to place all of the things in your face when you're drawing a face. She's kind of looking down. So, as you know, the face is three-dimensional, so just keep in mind that when you're doing your angles, when you're placing your guidelines. Right now we got our Yuri on kind of like a downward angle. And it kind of fits her pose. It looks really pretty, I think. Companies only get away with it because the average person lacks taste outside of wow factor, instant gratification. I think it's the same reason why oftentimes people who know nothing about art or drawing are really like wowed by hyperrealism drawings, hyperrealistic drawings, right? It's just a cool technical feat. And that's about it. You know, you just go, wow, okay, so that's probably what video games are all about. Or that's probably what art is all about. And it's like, no, you couldn't be more wrong. There's so much more to it. There you go. There's so much more to art and to video games and stuff, but most people will only see that, you know, a game looks cool or something looks realistic, and that's it. They'll think that that's the end all be all for video games and other media, right? Like, that's the whole point to be technically good at it. When we've all learned in our art streams and in our talks about art style and what makes art good and stuff, like anything can make art good. You know, and technical feat is not the only thing that can make your art good or popular even. Drawing the face, drawing the face. I think I'm placing the eyes a little bit too low. Yeah, they should be more like this. Oh! What the heck? What happened there? Was over at a family friend's house and they were trying to show me how cool AI and Claude were and were trying to sell me on it and how you can make apps and sell it. And they had their 11-year-old daughter show me the apps she made and how cool they were. And she had deleted them because they were taking up space. Oh no. Yeah, and what about indie games? Exactly, Abraham, exactly. Like, there are so many good stories, you know, that are not being limited by art style or you know, what should be realistic and stuff. And lots of people don't care about them because they're not, you know, the most realistic things around. I don't know, it makes me a little sad. And then when she went to make an app to show me how cool it was, she could barely tweak it and it came out like shit. I know we mentioned how Nintendo's Online became paid not long ago. 2018, wait, ages ago. Really? It feels like just yesterday. I got my use of it. Out of it. One NES game on the server got me curious. At least, you know, they kind of offer something like that. I guess all online services kind of do, right? They kind of have to. To like get you to justify paying extra money for playing online the games that you've already bought. It's I just remember that for decades Nintendo was the only one who didn't do that, you know, in all of the console wars and everything. Nobody thought of bringing it up, the fact that Nintendo didn't used to charge for online services like that. I think a bigger eyelid will make it look like she's a little bit more mature. I always draw my Yuri with like the down eyes. The way I draw the Dokis is like Monica's the cool eyes. Like this, right? And then Sayori's the round eyes. This is Monica. This is Sayori. Yuri's the downturned eyes. I guess it's kind of like Sayori, but it's a little bit sadder. You know? Something like this. I need to lower the eyelid, I think. And then Natsuki is obviously the kitty eye, which is like Monica's but upturned. Like this. That's how I like to do my Dokis. Oop. My Doki's eyes. Give them a little bit more personality. Just learned that I have to make this one a little bit lower, like this. And this one as well. So that it doesn't look too much like Sayori. Too happy. Eyelashes. I think I can make it look a little bit more like this, like calm, I think. But I don't want to keep her being like... I think that's fine. I think those eyes look... You know, it depends on how I do this next. Yeah, I think those eyes look good for Yuri. Just like this. A little bit more downturned. New layer be a cut. And we named this Judy Pupils. I have Cuphead on my Nintendo Switch. It was hard for me to get them all. I don't know if I finished or not. Hello, Shrimps. Oh, hi, Jose. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hi. Who's your favorite scary character? Mine is Daisy Danger from Hello Puppets. Oh, who's Daisy Danger? I have to look her up. Daisy Danger. Oh, she does look pretty scary. She reminds me of Annabelle. The doll. Annabelle. This one, yeah, from the movies. She kind of looks like that, right? Mine is probably Nick Anger. Nick Anger. How could I? Nick Anger? I don't know what game that's from. My favorite horror characters is Ash Williams from Evil Dead 2. Oh yeah, I know Ash Williams. Because you taught me who he was. From Evil Dead 2. Crazy guy with the chainsaw. Pinhead from Hellraiser. Obviously, very scary guy. Really cool design. Don't watch Hellraiser if you're not over 18, Shrimplings. Well, 16. I think you need to be at least 16. And Stu Macker. Oh yeah, Stu Macker. Hey. So who's Nick Anger, Abe? Yeah, who's Nick Anger? I used to be so afraid of Chucky when I was a child. Looking back, I don't think he's that frightening anymore. Me too! Chucky was like the villain of all my nightmares. And I was so afraid of it as a child, as a kid. Like, I was terrified. Very well until I was like 15. And I had finally decided, like right before I became... If you Shrimplings don't know, I am a really big horror fan. But it took me a while to get into horror. I used to be a really scaredy cat. I used to be scared of everything, of all movies, all horror movies, just being in the dark. I used to wake up my sister to come with me to the bathroom at night. Sometimes I would slip into my parents' bedroom and stuff to sleep with them because I got so afraid of being on my own. Like, it was really bad. And then one day, I was a grown shrimp. I was 15 years old, and I was like, you know what? I am tired. I am so tired of being like this all the time and having people not take me seriously because I'm afraid of the dark. So I just started going on a marathon of all the movies that scared me so much when I was a kid. I saw The Ring, I saw Chucky, I saw Sinister, I saw so many movies that I was so afraid to watch. And then when I finally saw the Chucky movies, I couldn't believe it. I was so mad because for my entire childhood, I was so afraid of Chucky, right? And then to grow up and see the movie and find out that it's supposed to be a fun movie, it's supposed to be like funny. It completely broke me inside. I was like, I can't believe I was so afraid of this character. When in reality, he was supposed to be funny. You know, like all of the movies and stuff are really, really, really funny. Real. Yeah, no, it's just... I didn't know it was supposed to be like horror humor. I was so mad to find out that he wasn't all that. You know, that he wasn't the big evil bad. Springtrap has an awesome character design. An awesome character design and an awesome backstory. I really like Springtrap too. I was never too into FNAF, but I do think that the very first game kind of revolutionized horror games in you know, a time where they were stagnant and they didn't know how else to like innovate the genre. Chucky's only around because of Freddy Krueger. Yeah, it's like somebody saw Nightmare on Elm Street, and they were like, you know what? Wouldn't it be funny if we kind of turn him into a cat? And Chucky was born. Because Freddy Krueger is to Jaguar to what Chucky is to cat. You know, it's like making fun of a character that's like dangerous and stuff. I also enjoyed the animatronics from the Magic Hour and Lake's Funland. Nightmare-inspired characters like the Leprechaun and Chucky. Yeah, because he always comes back. Exactly. You know, they stick to one person. But I thought that was like a slasher thing in general, right? Like Michael has Laurie, and then Scream also has Laurie's from Scream, right? I can't remember the names, but all of the slasher like kings have their Scream Queen or person that they or Scream King, right? Person who they torment all the time. Laurie's Halloween. Oh yeah, Laurie's Halloween. Not a slasher thing. You think? Because I mean, most of the slasher movies that I've seen, that's Myers exclusive. But it's just on Chucky. He also just completely terrorizes Andy. You know, he kills other people. Rabbit Thinky. Oh, hi, Bandit. Welcome. Does Carrie from Carrie count? Oh, yeah, of course. Carrie from Carrie. Pretty scary. pretty scary. Jason, Baba, Freddy always torment new groups. But Freddy Krueger also had, like, you know, they always have the thing where it's like, I faced Freddy Krueger and I lived. Don't they? Same with It and stuff. Well, not It, really. I am blanking on my horror movie tropes. Let's do the pupils. But I need to do them on a new layer. I'm just gonna make them any random purple color. Oops. And then, you know, we can change them later. Oop. I did these girls' pupils. I guess I just kind of like booked it. So they do look to be a little bit more round. I have to round these up. Oi. A little bit more like this. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna have to mess around with the eyelids, so that they look to what I want to. They look how I want to project them. Yeah, like this. This is what I wanted in the beginning with Yuri. These kinds of eyes. Just very gentle, I think. Very gentle eyes with Judy. Oh. What happened? Oh, I'm in another layer. Can put a little bit of the eyelash action. She has a thick bottom eyelash. And it ends all the way at the bottom there. I think this eye has to be a little bit more open. And end in the thick part here. She kind of looks a little weird. There we go. We just had to even out the thickness of this part, I think. Like this. And a really long bottom lash. Sorta, kinda. This one outer one is still bothering me. Oops. Wrong layer. Oh, hi, Blue Apple! Welcome! I do have to go since I'm bored now. I'm very sorry for not being around the stream. It's okay. Thank you so much for showing up, Rodriguez. Date. Pretty lashes. Thank you, Bandit. You go to see F3 to see Jason get some gory kills. You don't go into F13 film to see Tommy Jarvis beat up the bad guy. So many horror movies that we've got, right? They are just iconic. To be lower than that for that to work for what the kind of effect that we want. It's kind of like this. This, like this. Long eyelash. Long eyelash, long eyelash. And then this pupil, we're gonna move it a little bit. Around there. I think that's a good face for Yuri. For the time being. If I don't want something different. And her eyebrows, you know, all sad and thoughtful. Just Yuri's very pretty. Like she's like a weirdo, but she's also really pretty. And I think a lot of us who are not Yuri fans forget that. She's supposed to be a shoujo. A bishoujo. You know, like a super pretty woman. I always forget. I'm not the biggest Yuri fan. Sorry, Yuri fans. But yeah, outside of Myers, most slashers with recurring survivors tend to be parodies. Ghostface and Art the Clown are the biggest examples. Ah, I see, I see. I guess it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke, right? What is up with my with my tracker? It's kind of like, you know, the joke like, why do these evil guys keep like going after people? Judy has a gentle smile. Very gentle smile. Hmm. Needs to be a little bit more like this. Maybe if we push her nose a little bit lower, then her mouth will make a little bit more sense. Something like this. She looks too cute. I wanted to make her look sadder. You know, like this. Like that kind of sad, like way too exaggerated. Oh yeah, I can just make the lashes thicker on that side, I guess. Like this. Yeah, okay, that works, that works. They do look a little thicker than normal in comparison to the other dokis. Well, to Monica and Sayori right now. But it's okay, it's okay. It's all for the characterization, right? Thick eyelash, thick eyelash, thick bottom eyelash. And fixing the angle a little bit. Like this. So that it looks like her face is actually from below. Yeah, okay. I like that. I think I like that. I think I like that. And this is Yuri face. This was her face guide. We don't need it anymore. And now we do her hair. I can't believe it took me that long to make Yuri. Like, this is how... I think I got too used to just painting. For the Monika Dakimakura, I haven't been drawing a lot of full body characters, so it took me way longer than usual. Because I remember Monica and Sayori, I got out pretty fast when I did them. Yuri took me some more time. A little bit more. Did I actually use number 3 or was it number 2? I think I might have used the number 2 brush. No, it has to be number 3. It has to be number 3 because of this line here. I made Judy's lines a little bit too thick. But that's okay, that's okay. It's part of it when you make a drawing like this. Sometimes things are not gonna look the same across all characters. And you just kind of have to deal with it. Okay, so we have the eyebrows. I think they have to be a little lower. This, and now I'm gonna do the hair, like where the hair goes. Poppy, the Army of Darkness Evil Dead trilogy, forcing you to. You haven't even watched the Evil Dead movies, and you got me here saying that I have to watch them now. I will. Okay, we're moving this one around to make sense with the way that we did the face. Be something like this, I think. Yeah. So this is I like doing the hairline because that way it keeps me on my toes on how to, keep track of the hair. And now I have to look at what side of her face does she have her hair on? Duty DDLC. Okay, so it's on the inside. Alright. Alright. This and this. So yeah, the hairline, I think I'm gonna lower it a bit more. Around there. Do not give her a big forehead. Then she's like this. She has... I think she has her thing, right? Where her hair goes like this. On this side. This part, I'm gonna make it red so I can see my lines better against the other lines. This, and then it's her kitty ears. Her kitty ears that keeps her like that gives her the super cool frame on her face. Open image in new tab. It's really hard to find like the original sprites in good quality, eh? Gonna put this on my side window here. Whoop, covering part of the thing. That's the watch order. Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. 1, 2, and 3. Nuh-uh, leave her bald. Do we leave her bald? At least I can give her like a little bit of tuft of hair. Okay, so her sides, the sides of her hair is like really long too, and they do interact with like her body and stuff. I think they're all the way down here. And they're a little bit less curly than Monica's. A little bit less unruly, I think. They look a little bit more put together. Like straighter. Need another another eraser. Yeah. And it goes around her. It interacts with her shoulders. I think like that. And then the other side as well. Do like this, and then it falls down with her chest. Like this. On this side. I'm using the ribbon method. It's basically treat your hairs like a ribbon. You know, a ribbon is when you have it straight. It's like this, right? But then when you have wind blow through it, it does like an S thing. And at some point it meets with one of its sides and then goes like this. This is a way that you can do like a hair a little bit more lively. You just twist the ribbon into an S. And it's gonna give you interesting results each time. If you try that in your next drawing with the hair, let me know. Use the ribbon method. Right? In here, for example, we have this side of the hair coming from the back of her face. And it's going around to the front. Like this. So that it ends facing forward. Now, how do I do her cat ears? I think they have to kind of be like this. Because of the angle that we have her in. Right? Like this. Then like this. I don't think I bothered that much with the cat ears of the other two. Like this, like this. And then we draw the rest of her hair. The song is buzzing right now. That's pretty useful. Yeah, glad that you can see the usefulness in the ribbon method. What's everyone's favorite candy? Mine's Hershey's. Probably also Hershey's Kiss and Crunch Chocolates, Reese's Cups. So much chocolate. You know what my favorite candy is? Is the gay bacon. What are those called? Airheads? But the bites. Airheads Extreme Bites. This is my favorite candy of all time. And, you know, it only came out really recently, so... I'm also not a very sweets person, but whenever I have a cravings for sweets, I love these things. I love gay bacon. I always forget their names since their name is in English. I kind of don't pay too much attention to it at like the convenience store, the OXXO that I go to. I just go, yeah, give me the short part of the gay bacon, the short ones. These are so good, so good. I used to be a really big chocolate fan, and yeah, Hershey's used to be my favorite. For a time while I did track and field, I used to eat a lot of Snickers bars. I love Snickers, but you know, I don't know, as I grew up, chocolate kind of like I guess maybe I ate too much, but it kind of bored me, you know what I mean? So now my favorite to go when I actually want the candy is to actually get candy. And for me, it's those Airheads Extreme. Gay bacon. Making flowy hair for Yuri. Again, we can add the ribbon method to this strand of her hair right here. You know, and it makes it look, you know, and at the end you just kind of section it off. And it looks really good, and it looks really lively, you know, which is, you know, different if you just do this with your hair, right? This looks a little bit more dynamic, more fun, in my opinion. Just like that. And then we just complete the inside of her hair. And we section it off a bit so that it doesn't feel awkward or too stiff or too uniform. This is another trick that I learned. I think I've already talked about it. If you guys remember Nefast Greentail. Nefast Greentail. What this person does... it's a guy. What this guy does, he went viral a while ago because he drew his OC in in a bunch of cool anime styles, right? He did My Hero Academia, he did Persona, he did One Piece, he did the Yumeniki one, Danganronpa, the Crayon Shin-chan, Chainsaw Man, Evangelion, and what he did for a long time, JoJo even, what he did for a long time was just study other anime art styles. And one thing that most of them had in common... Oh, Hoseki no Kuni. One of the things that most of them had in common is that, if you notice, the shapes up top are pretty normal. But at the ends, there's a lot of little sections. You know, like, there's not a lot of... all of the texturing on the hair, like, the big parts, is with like, brush or shading. But the real detail, when you draw every little strand, is just at the ends of the hair. Like here, for example, in this one, or in this one here for the Death Note one. You know, your shape is just pretty much the same. Or in the Persona one, right? Your shape is just defined by the shadow that you're gonna put on after. And I read his notes on all of these art styles and studies, and I noticed, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, maybe I should do it too. Maybe I should do it like that. So, you know, it's like, instead of putting all of your effort in your hair looking like super fluffy since the beginning and stuff like this, you just kind of focus on the shape of it as it should, right? How it should fall. And then at the very ends, that's when you go ham, if you want, with the little strands like this. And by the time you color it, you know, just keep in mind what kind of style you want for your hair. But by the time you color it, you also have like a guideline on how to shade it. Who's the character for that picture? It's his own OC. I don't remember how's it called. He also draws really cool bodies. Like, he has really cool anatomies and everything. His whole thing is drawing big guys. Like this end. Oh, so cool, so cool. I'm trying to look. Oh, yeah. What's it called? It's his own original character. Truck. Her name is Truck. But you see, all of these art styles have that in common. The lines that make up the shape don't have splits. It's all at the ends. Yes, you see? It's all at the very, very ends of the hair. In here as well, there's not a lot of fluff or anything around the shape. It's just at the very end when you put all the detail. But yeah, that's his own original character. Nefast Greentail. Let me show you the count's names again. Nefast Greentail. Awesome, awesome person to study from, because they've studied every single anime style. If you like anime style, you should check out his notes. He studied so many anime styles. It's iconic. No, and it may help you. You might also learn something new, like me with my hair. I used to really struggle with hair, but after that, I haven't struggled that bad. Not that bad, anyway. Look, let's break off a strand here, and we can also do the ribbon method. The ribbon method I learned. Where did I learn it from? Can't remember. Probably just another Japanese artist or something. Yuri has really small hairpins. That can be optimal for cooling. She probably has fans underneath. That's what I used to do when I was learning. Honestly, this method looks way better instead. Yeah. Vale. Yeah. Check out his stuff. I like going fluffy from the start. Ash is a fluffy, poofy hair lady. Truck is cute. Yeah, Truck is really cute. Yeah, I mean, this is just a way on how to do it without losing your mind, right? Of course, if you have a poofy haired character, that's not, you know, someone with curls or with afro type hair, the 4C kind of hair. You kind of have to start fluffy from the beginning. And even then, you know, there's like a bunch of like cool tips on how to do hair like that. What is up with my tracking? My mind is already lost. Don't lose your mind. Don't lose your mind. No. No more mind losses. ¿Cuántos más, Calderón? How many more? How many more must suffer? For really curly hair, what I've seen is that, you know, you have your person. And you have their head and everything. Let's give them a face. Starting by the face helps me, like... helps me stay motivated, you know? Because it's like, they're seeing me now. So I have to do good in the drawing or they're gonna be disappointed. It's why I actually color their pupils and stuff when I'm just like, you know, doing the line art. And it's one of the very first things I like to render. The eyes. Because then I feel like the drawing is expecting me to finish it. So for curly hair, what I've seen is that, you know, you start with your guide on where you want the hairline to be. Right? And you have your head and stuff. And then what you do is you first cut it off into sections, right? So I'm just doing some hair sections right now, following the guide underneath. Just draw it in sections, right? You can do as many sections as you like. Or you can go as big or as different as you want. And then, at the very end, you start doing the shapes, the kinks. You know, it takes a while. I think there are like brushes for this as well and stuff that you can use. So you would go like this. You go kind of crazy, or you can also use squiggles. You just kind of do squiggles, right, all over the hair, and every so often you add like a curl that is like super well defined and stuff. You draw squiggles and you draw squiggles. Squiggles, 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 squiggles. You know, I'm just doing this. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. And you kind of go at it until it doesn't look like, you know, you just did squiggles. And then, Ash is in curly, she's fluffy. Ah, I see. Yeah, no, I just wanted to show you guys how to make this curly hair as well. You know, so you're not lost. And then, once you add your light, you kind of also do squiggles as well. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Squiggle. You know, depending on your light and stuff, or where it is. Sorta, kinda. It's not perfect. I can probably research it a bit more. You see? And when you zoom out, it kind of gives a really cool impression of curly hair. And you can add... Oop, not a star. And you can make it... You can also add some shadows. Yeah, always following the shape of your initial, like, thing. Your initial blocking. You do squiggles, and you do squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. And be sure to, like, include some curls as well on how it looks. You know, how it goes crazy sometimes at the end and stuff. Like that! And that's how you do curly hair. And if we zoom out a lot, you go like, wow! That's curly hair! For poopy hair, it's the same thing. It's how I learned how to do fur for animals and stuff. So you have your character, right? You section your hair into shapes. All like hard shapes at first. Right? Like this. And then you color it all in. Doesn't matter if you lose the lines. The lines for hair that's fluffy and stuff should come afterwards, because then you get to decide how thick or how thin some of them should be. And then what you do with this is the same thing as we did with the curly hair. You grab a smaller size brush and you start adding flyaways, right? These things that make it look really puffy. Right? Really, really curly and stuff. You add some at the ends of it, of the hair. Well, at the ends of her shape. This. And then when you're doing your shading, you start sectioning it off into little flyaways too. It's how I did Roya's hair. When I drew Roya Matic, a while ago, when I did his like moe profile picture. And you just kind of build as much as you want until you're tired, and then you kind of like blend it in with how the hair should look and stuff. And then once you add your shadow, you just put a little bit of projected shadow underneath them. Sorta, kinda. This is really fast. And you guys could probably make it look better. Right? And it's the same when you're doing your shades, your shadows here. But the thing is, all of your fluffy would be easier if you define it from your shadows instead of with shapes from the beginning. Just like that. And it looks a little fluffier. Yeah, it looks fluffy. Like this. So many crazy hairs. Now you can break them a little bit before the shadow so that you have, your light and your middle. Like this. Yeah, that's how I would do fluffy, like messy hair. Then you would just go with an even smaller brush, maybe 4 or something. And you add more hairs. That go crazy. Sorta, kinda. So fluffy, so fluffy. This is how I would do it. I was just thinking, yeah, aha. I thought it was Fluffy the sheep. Sorta like how I do it when I draw you, Ave. Fluffy. So fluffy and puffy. Or, you can also go with just, if you don't like how it looks with the flower-away hairs, you can just, when it comes time to add your light, you just make the distinction at the, where, at the part of where the light hits. And, how people should perceive it, that it's fluffy. Like that. Basically, what we're doing is that we have our sphere, right, of material. And then instead of trying to go hair by hair, we just kind of section it off. So we add the texture outside. I think I have like you can use like a fur brush or like a hair brush, whatever you want. Oh wow, this is gonna take ages if we go like this. I have one that's just like this for hair and stuff. You know, you make your base on how fluffy it should be. With like a brush or something, whatever you feel most comfortable with. And then when it comes to adding the light, you kind of like you separate it, right? And then when it comes to the terminus, to the edge of the shadow, you also add the texture there. And it immediately looks fluffy, you know, without trying too hard. And you can add some flyaways too, right? To break out the texture here a bit, so that it doesn't look too uniform. Like I just used brush. And you just refine it as you go, depending on how fluffy you actually want it. And that's how you would do it. Thank you for being a model. A little unknown guy. Yeah. Goodbye. Whoop. And he's gone. Meatball. Yeah, kind of like a meatball. I'm noticing that I gave Monica like a bunch more of volume in the hair. So maybe I should give Yuri a little bit more as well. I should draw Ash to kind of like, you know, talk about how I would do her fluffy hair. Like this. I'm always down for Ash art. In this part, I need to do it way bigger to make up for how I did it for Monica. There you go. Sorta, kinda. I think the ears would be a little bit more around here. And now, time for truth. Do the hairline. We hide that. And we go back at her body and we hide her cranium as well. I'm using a mask. This is a non-destructive way to hide parts of your drawing without erasing them in case you make adjustments and you want it back. Right now I hid it, right? But since it's a mask, if I say, oh no, you know what? I actually want her ear to show. I can do it like that. Actually, her ear would show. Right? And because since I didn't delete it, you know, I just hid it, it works. And it's really easy to fix and to do. Now that I'm looking at it, her face, since we have her look at a downwards angle, it would be... her face would have to be a little bit more like this. Oop. I'm not sure about her face. Something feels off. I think I have it way too low. Yeah. It'd need to be something like this. Then the other thing doesn't make sense. Just she's looking down like this. Oh, I see my mistake. Should have been like this. Yeah. That was it. That was a mistake. Oops. Jeez. Oh. I had the eyes on the opposite direction that they should be. Now her face can look kind of like this. I think I kind of made this part of her her head a little bit too big. Should be here, and then you should start breaking towards her ear. Still not very sold on it. Oop. Layer, new layer be a cut. Let's cut the lashes so we can move it with the eyes a bit better. Guess just I have the hair on this kind of angle. Right? Like this and like this. But her face kind of doesn't make much sense for that. Actually, maybe we were right around here. Maybe we just need to move her face a little bit more to this side. And her pupils, have them look at us. That one pupil is as far as you can go, but this one we can move a little bit more. Like this. Sorta, kinda, I think. I usually tend to, Did I also... Yeah, I hit the eyebrows on that one. Like I usually tend to fix things after the coloring phase with my line art and stuff. I know it's not very... Oh, it went with the lashes. I know it's not very ideal. But it just happens sometimes. I just start noticing things that I hadn't noticed before. I think it's her eye under maybe crazy. Yeah, ahí está. Yeah. I think we got it. The first thing I did when opening chat was insert some Kira, by the way. The censor bot hates Kira. Making shrimp food in the factory. Oh, shrimp food! Oh my god, it's 7:26. I am too evil. I think I see the problem with Judy, with like her face. I think is that I made her head too round, which for Judy kind of doesn't fit. So let's thin it out a little bit. Why is that flow 70? So it has to be something like this. And we have her cheek. And it's over here. Yeah, I think that was the problem. I think I just made her face way too round. And we wouldn't see her ear from this angle. There we go. The purple beauty. Thinking maybe... Oop. Something like this. Yeah, I think so. Well, this part should be a little bit thicker. Just like this. Because of the angle and stuff. No, I still don't get it. This is what happens when I take too long drawing. I start noticing things and I want to change things. Okay, that looks fine. That looks great. Very pretty, very pretty. Make the hair the color it should be. There we go! Beauty! I think I need to make her hair a bit fluffier. And by that, I'm just gonna... Check this out, shrimplings. I'm just gonna... Whoop! Make it bigger. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna go with. And making visible, again, the parts that would be visible. And hiding the parts that wouldn't. Just like that. Fluffy, I love fluffy hair. Oh, hello, Naishi, welcome. Are you really head tilting for doing the line art? Yeah, this is me. all of this model tracks my every movement. So yeah, if you see me go like this, it's because I am tilting my head and kind of like figuring out what's up. You know, when I get close and stuff. What you don't see me do sometimes is I would grab my hand and I would use it to measure things like a ruler to see if certain things, you know, are the same size. Like in here, for example, I am getting close to my camera and you guys can see, but I'm using all of my index and my thumb to like measure that part of the arm and then to the other side as well. I just noticed that we're drawing on a mirror layer because this is the mirror part, the mirror side of of the. I mirrored it in the beginning, so I think we're gonna have to fix. No, we don't have to fix her hair, right? Like her hair kind of moves like how she moves from side to side. No, yeah, we might need to fix it to the other side. Oh, no, yeah, the fluff happens. It doesn't matter. Okay, great, wonderful, excellent. All right, and we have to do her hair, her little hair clip. Let's fix this part of the side hair because it was too messy. Now we add her hair clip. It always faces the camera. Kind of want to add an ahogi to her, but I know she's not the kind to have an ahogi. Oh, but I want to. Oh, it looks so pretty. I'm gonna leave it. Ahogi for Yuri. The way I do it in my drawings is that she has like a curly end because it's kind of like creepy and weird. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Oh. Just like that. Yeah, the way when I draw Yuri, I give her an ahoge. Ahoge is basically like a cowlick at the top of your head, like the one I have right here in my model. And it can change depending on your personality. If your character is kind of dumb, they might have a bigger one than usual because only someone that dumb wouldn't notice that their hair looks like that. You know, if you want to draw someone funny, you would draw like 2 of them, like horns or something like that. I don't know. But usually, the character I saw this one on was Yoko Hoshi. She's kind of weird and she's into mushrooms, like growing them and stuff. And she has this really, really long ahoge because she's kind of like airheaded. And since she's weird and creepy, you know, it kind of like wanes off into like a curly thing. So I do the same for Yuri as well because she's kind of weird. Anyway, it looks like I'm heading out now. And Lila Buchanan chat. Bye everyone and Nana. Bye bye. I'm also going to start leaving. It was fun getting to chat. Bye guys. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Sayori, for example, doesn't have an ahoge because her entire hair is ahoge. You know, the fact that her entire hair is like fluffy like this and like unkept is just part of it. Monica has like a sharp one, very small. That's part of like her ponytail, like how it like curls around her head. And Yuri has the weird, funny one. It's looking so good. All right, I have to also hide parts of her hair according to the body here. Oh. This, and then parts of the body according to the hair. Almost forgot. Almost forgot. I also have to hide part of the book. I'm noticing. This. Book, you also have to go on this part. This. Then this part of her body, and this part of her body right here. And here. Just like that. That way we can see her hair clearly. I do need to kind of... Oh, that's part of her body. Okay. I see it. I see it. I also need to clear that part out as well. There you go. And this part of her hair also goes behind. Well, I want it to go behind her. Well, if I wanted to make it look like it's going behind, it'd actually be something like this. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oi. They look so cute so far. We're missing Natsuki. Oh, I also noticed that she's kind of like off balance a little bit. Well, off center, so I'm just gonna do this. There you go. We're still missing MC and Natsuki. Let's put the image to how it was before. There we go. And she still looks great. Woo! We did it, shrimplings. I do have to make this part of the face a little bit longer here. So it goes like this instead. We did it, shrimplings. We drew on a mirror mode and she didn't look weird. when we went back to the normal orientation. We did it! Very cool. She's moonwalking. It kind of looks like it, huh? Now we have Monica, we have Yuri. Oh. I didn't notice that I didn't complete this here. Maybe we can add a little bit of hair here. Like this. You know, that it would go behind the chair. We can't pretend that she has more hair and it goes behind the chair there. I think actually just with a strand like this. Yeah. Aw, she looks so pretty. Oh, her eyelashes are all over the place. They should be visible from here and here. Like this. Oi! No, we don't want that. Complete the eyelash over here. We have a couple of like... Let me see if it's from the rough sketch. Yeah, no. From her hair. We have a couple of properly erased lines. Just like that. And this is how it's looking so far. Or Doki Doki Hostess Club. It's going nice. It's going smoothly. I can't believe it took me that long to just finish Yuri. I guess I'm just not that used to drawing her. And to be fair, I didn't really know how I wanted to draw her. This side of the hair, for example. I kind of want it to be more like this instead. Yeah. Like that. A little bit more droopy. A little bit more weird. She looks very pretty. I'm very happy with how this is coming out. Maybe I should move her cat ear a little bit more to the inside. Like how Monica has it like right next to her eyes. Like this. Yeah, I think that helps the shape a lot more. And we can bring out all of the other things that we didn't erase and hide the parts that shouldn't be seen. Again. Oh, what's that from? Is that from her lashes? No, not from her face. Oh, her hair has this funny little thingy here. I don't like it. I don't like. There you go. We bring back her lashes, her eyes. There we go. This is how our Doki Doki host club is looking like. Thank you guys so much for joining. I think we're gonna leave it here for now. Lest I start doing some more adjustments to it. Yeah, I can't remember how I did the lines like this thin, but I definitely used a number 3 one. I was too confident that day, I guess. I did start this drawing in a rush. It was like 11 p.m. Shooting. Oh, hello, Wins! We're saying goodbye now. This is how it's looking so far. Beauty pupils. Always name your layers. Always name your layers. Oh, bueno, yeah, it's the iris. It's the iris. Iris. And all of these are the Yuri lines. Yuri lines. Sirimp, goodbye version. Goodbye reprise. So this is what we've got so far. Thank you guys so much for joining. Oh, do you know what I just thought of? Oh, okay. I have to draw this. If not, I'm gonna forget. I'm just gonna draw a hidden curl of these. Yeah. To give a little bit more poof to the dress. Just like that. Wow! Didn't change much, but I love it now. I never name my layers because I'm that guy. Shooting slowed plus reverb. Plus 3 pitch. Pitch change. You have to name them. Because then, you know, if you want to do an adjustment, you can, you know, think like, oh, I want to do the hair adjustment. And you just open your Yuri lines folder and there it is. Her hair lines. I want to change my Monica. I go, I want to change the ponytail. I want to change the bangs, the top of the hair. I want to change her face. You know, it's really useful, especially when you're having more than one character. I think you guys should totally do it, for sure. Whoop. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let me remind you of the stream schedule. I'm the same. I often get lost because of that. Yeah, exactly. That's the more reason that you should name your layers. You all should name your layers, shrimplings. Believe me, take this advice from your older sister, who used to do the same as well. I used to have 100 layers, and I need to go through every single one to know what I was changing. Don't be like me. Don't be like me, you know? Just actually look for... Well, name your layers and you'll save up a lot of headache. That's my shoulder. Yeah, today's fan art of the week was made by Kira. Thank you so much, Kira. I love it a lot. I really like the anime bubbles. So on Thursday, we're finishing up Stray. I'm pretty sure we're on the final stretch, and we're finishing no matter what. So I think Mexico also plays that day for the World Cup. I'm not sure. Well, but it doesn't matter because Mexico already made it to the prelims or something like that. So it doesn't matter that much if I miss that game. I'm sure Shrimp Dad will forgive me. And then on Saturday, this Saturday, we do have a drawing tips stream. So be sure to join. Be sure to share your art if you want to see it featured on the stream. And remember that if we don't get to your art, then we can save it for the next week. I'm also gonna go on holiday. I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm actually hitting the beach again. I really miss the beach. I'll let you guys know the exact dates that I'll be out soon. But yeah, I hope we can all be together and that you guys will forgive me for taking a much deserved break. Thank you guys again so much for joining, and I'll see you all on Thursday for the end of Stray. Thank you so much. Bye bye. My tracking does not like my hand right now.